Yo, what's up with it? It's your boy Noonie. It's Leo in the third house, and we back with another read.
Yo, what's up with it? This your boy Noonie, and this Leo in the third house. Back with another reading. This gonna be another pick a card reading. We're gonna be asking the question: how do potential suitors feel about your reputation and love? So this could be like rumors, but it's not really gonna be rumors. I don't think it'll be rumors. I hope it won't be rumors. But maybe. I don't know. What I wanted to ask was like, how do potential people who are thinking about you, who are attracted to you, who want to, approach you, who want to build a connection at least, right? How do they feel about the reputation? You know what I mean? Some people just might be like eliminating them from trying because maybe you have a bad reputation. Maybe you have a reputation for being like a goody two shoes. Maybe you have a reputation for being very confusing or player like. You know what I mean? Like, what's the reputation? Because sometimes we could get the relationships we're looking for. It's just due to the reputation of others or us that others have projected out there into society. I was thinking about this reading though because somebody else was talking to me about. I think I was having a conversation, and like some of the behavior traits that they were exercising, I was like, somebody might have thought like if they didn't know you like I know you, they might have thought you to be a player. And I'm sure you've hurt a lot of people in your past just on the way that you're acting. Not that it's intentional, but I can see how from the outside and from with the lack of communication, it would look like you're this way. You know what I mean? So I'm sure that the words that might have been said around there or after your relationship didn't go that well. And so that's why I was just wondering, it's like, because sometimes, after breakups, we can't help but say something to a friend, a family member. It's very hard to hold in those emotions after you've been hurt or disappointed. So that's what I was just wondering is like, what do other potential suitors think about your reputation, after you've had previous relationships that may have been exposed or may not have been exposed or spoken about? You know what I mean? So hopefully I made that clear with the intention so that you can understand a little bit of the back understanding, like the thinking or the thought process of why the reading came about. Um, what else? I think there was something else I wanted to say, but I don't know. Maybe doing one of these piles I might remember. So, as always, thanks to those people who liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, getting involved. Thanks to those people who join me here every day. Every time I show up, I appreciate y'all there. I'm gonna keep doing my best. I am really, 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 really working on becoming more consistent with my routine. I've been working on a routine, and I've been seeing like effects of it around the house. I'm like, ooh, okay, time to turn it over here towards this because this is going to be exciting. So I've been working on that. And I don't know, I just been, how you can feel your energy coming up, and that's what's been going on for me. So it's like, yeah, about to become, another person, I guess. Transformation is coming into play. So I think that was a good rant. I got 4 piles as always. Oh, did I say that? Yeah, I did. I got 4 piles as always. You know what I mean? There's going to be a picture that's going to come by. For all those people who are new here, thank you for joining us. We have the description box down the bottom. It might be right over here. It might be right over here. There's a little arrow. You just click down there and pick your pile. There's a pile selection. If you don't want to hear my jibber jabber every time I post a video, you can just go straight to the pile selection. All right. Please like this video so that people can know that you enjoy seeing me, so that I can know that as well. And I'm going to continue to keep popping it out. Also, I think that was it. Don't let me go over it again. Anyway, 4 piles. This will be pile 1. This will be pile 2. This will be pile 3. This will be pile 4. All right. And we're asking, how do potential suitors feel about your reputation and love? All right. Boom. Pile 1. So, pile 1. How do potential suitors feel about your reputation and love? Okay, so that's what I thought when I first seen that. All right, so it could be going one or two ways, all right? Because some of them feel like this could be a perfect match for them, like you'd be uh, a perfect relationship. Like how they feel about it is like, yeah, it'd be a lot of sex. They feel like there'd be a lot of breaking of traditions or breaking of old values. They feel like you guys would get them outside of their comfort zone, yet you would find a way to connect with them. Like you would have mutual interest. So they feel like a lot of these people feel like you're very simplistic, yet very planning oriented. Like, you know, I mean, not perfect, not perfectionistic. Even though we have perfectionistic here, a lot of people feel like. All right, so let's go over the signs real quick too, so that way you can see. All right, so this is what we got. We got all the fixed signs. So that's Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio. Then we have Gemini. Then we have Aries. Then we have Virgo. Then we have Capricorn. Then we have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right. These are the signs we have. So you could be these signs, or you could just be taking on, excuse me, or you could just be taking on the energy of these signs, or these could be the potential suitors who have their eyes on you. Okay? All right. So, so your reputation is that you're free, all right? And you're very close to achieving some type of goal. So you're very they see you as being very masculine and very feminine, all right? So you're able to get things done. Yeah, you're able to be very nurturing, very compassionate, very understanding. And it means you also have a lot of knowledge, or they feel like you have a lot of knowledge, all right? Um, Oh, people feel like you're a safe place and secure. That's also your advice, but that's how they feel about you, about your reputation. Like you're a safe place, like you have mutual interest, all right? You guys have similar principles, all right? And they feel like you just closed some type of ending and you're starting a new chapter in life. So they feel like you guys are on that same wavelength of getting rid of something from the past and coming into a new chapter. All right. So your reputation is that you just fixed something and now you're either in between, like ending, or either, you know, you've ended it, but they're saying like you've ended it, or maybe you're already at the precipice of ending it, because I kind of like wanted to like confirm that again. So maybe you're like right at the precipice of ending something and coming into it, because they see you as like ending a situation. And for some of you, they kind of feel like it's taboo, all right? Like, because they see you as being very independent, all right? And a lot of them kind of feel like you're not always sincere with how you express your emotions. They feel like you could be a little bit more direct with them, or a little bit more open with your feelings, but they feel like so this is the thing. A lot of people have a reputation that you at least love people, but you're not really all the way open with how you express your feelings, right? They say that they know that there's a lot of, so the reputation is that you have a lot of love. I said so they must be gossiping about you as well. But they're basically saying like, you have a lot of love, because we got the King of Cups and the Page of Cups, so basically like what you show them is that you can be a loving person, but you don't show them the depth of your emotions, all right? But people know it's there. So that reputation that you can be very loving, very nurturing, very intuitive, very in touch with your own I was going to say psychic ability, or in touch with your own emotional well-being, that you're the controller or master of that. They know about this. All right, people see you, they feel like you are very detail oriented, and that you're a safe place, because we got Earth here. You know what I mean? Like you really give off a more comfortable, simplistic vibe. Like people feel like the reputation is that they don't have to do too much. You know, that you're very sexual, because we got the Devil card here, that you're very sexual, could be very possessive or controlling. All right, but they see it as like something that can grow, like it can expand. You know, because we got the Six of Wands, but she's climbing. Like they feel like, you know, maybe you're either out of reach, or maybe out of reach, or maybe a little out of their league. You know what I mean? Because perfectionism is here, and this makes people want to be perfect. So your reputation is that people need to be paying attention to everything, that they need to be damn near perfect, all right? Because they feel like your reputation, like you have it all going together. Like your life is very simple. You're achieving goals, because the first thing was out. You're very close to achieving goals. So you're achieving goals. You're getting things done. You're moving forward. So people feel like they have to be damn near perfect, because you have a simple, easy life. You know, they feel like sex would be very good. The reputation is that you guys would have very good sex, that you'd be either a temptation, but there's some type of taboo. So maybe your relationship wouldn't necessarily be traditional, or maybe these are people who you shouldn't date, or you're a person that they feel like they shouldn't date, like you're outside of their norm, outside of societal belief. You know what I mean? but they feel like, they're coming in, you've come into a transformation. The reputation of your love life now is like you've come into a transformation. It's a new chapter, new period for your time, you know what I'm saying? And you're in an energy of doing. So like believing in yourself, I do. So you're in that energy of believing in yourself, having a lot of personal power, having a lot of inner wisdom or inner truth that you're willing to express. All right. People see you as being like the reputation of you being very independent and very intense. So I'm not sure how, like, because even with the taboo right next, or Lilith right next to Aquarius, not Aquarius, right next to Aries, it's like a temperamental person. This is someone who they don't need other people to do anything, pretty much. Like, they're very independent. Like, they can get it done through aggression or through assertion or through, just taking their, well, Aries isn't a taking their time type of thing, but just by being a first starter, an initiator, and paying attention to the details and planning and analyzing. That's how they see you. So they feel like, you get things done in a simple way, but by planning and being very analytical and very detail oriented, and by making a first move and being in control at all times. Because that's what they feel like. They would need to let you be in control, and that there would be like maybe either power, like they would need the client, like, I feel like with the Three of Wands next to it, like they would need to like kind of like project into the future a possibility of them getting, like they would have to work to gain control of the dynamic, and they kind of feel like they wouldn't be able to achieve that with you, right? They feel like they wouldn't be able to achieve the control and the power dynamic. So that's the reputation that's out there, is like you pretty much dominate your relationships, all right? And that people had to be damn near perfect. I had to keep saying that because that's it. Like, it's kind of scary. At first I thought this was good, but it's kind of scary. It's like, how do I match up with her? How do I match up with him? They seem to have it all put together already. We have similar principles, we have similar beliefs, and there's like a meeting that we can be in between. Like, they can see that this can work. So reputation is that things could work and that you're open to meeting people in the middle, but I guess somehow they still feel like you have the power in these situations. You know what I mean? A lot of people feel like you're a temptation. So this could be people who are in other relationships. Maybe, I don't know, or maybe you fall to temptation. Because the devil can sometimes as well be temptation, but Lilith also sometimes is temptation. So, and then with the Page of Cups, sometimes that can be about promiscuity. So sometimes they see you as that too, like that there's a talk, like you could be great for a partner and there's potential for it, but at the same time, because they see you as like your reputation, like you have a lot of love to give, you're very loving, you're very caring, you're very intuitively sound with other people, like what people naturally need, but at the same time you don't express that, you don't really give that, you don't give that side of you, but people can see it. It's like you keep it hidden. People can see it. That's the devil card, but people can see it. It's like, you kind of hide yourself in like maybe another exterior of maybe being a little bit darker or a little bit more solemn. I almost think of like a King of Pentacles type of energy, or like a King of Wands in reverse, where he's more brooding and like, just like kind of like not pushy, but just like he's not feeling everybody, or he's not feeling anything, or what I mean? It's kind of like that. So this, like, people know that you're very loving, that you're very caring, that you can give this, that, and the third, and you can be very passionate, but it's almost like, how do I approach them? What do I do? They've come into like a new version of themselves, or they're blossoming into a new version of themselves. And even though we have similar principles, I don't think that I can control the dynamic, and they may overpower me or overwhelm me, or they may just have their way with me. Like, that's how they feel, like you may just have your way with them. Because the King of Cups, his power is that everybody wants him to show them this nurturing, loving, compassionate energy. And he has so much of it that he teaches others how to do it. And it could be a she. So a she can teach him how to do it. But I just, in tarot is normally the king. I mean, it's a male energy, a masculine energy, which doesn't necessarily mean female or male. You know what I mean? So it's just a masculine energy, which is a more getting things done, assertive energy. All right, so this king is more of giving this love willingly, openly, and so they know that you have that power, but you don't show them that. You show them more of like a teenage love, a flirty love, I see you when I see you love, and like more like a friendship love, but not even a tight, close friendship. A friendship almost like I don't really trust you. I'm still observing you, and so that's your reputation in love. It's like you're open to people, but you're not open to people. Like they see that there's a possible way for you guys to connect, and you're open to connecting and meeting on the same ground with the same principles, mutual understandings, and all that, and making them feel comfortable and at home and all that good stuff. But at the same time, they feel like you're kind of critical, and a little bit domineering. So that's the reputation there. But they do want to, a lot of them want to take that opportunity, right? Because a lot of people are optimistic about it. Like they just see you as a temptation. There's like a lot of attraction, a lot of lust, and maybe even a need to like want to possess you. Like people want to celebrate with you. They want to be intimate with you. All right. And they feel like it could be all so simple because you're an easygoing type of person, right? But you don't really express, like, I guess, interest. I would think of wands as more like an interest, but a page of cups is similar to a page of wands because water and fire are the similar energy. One's emotional, one's passionate, but they're very similar, very similar. That energy is damn near the same. All right. So that's kind of like this, like maybe you're not showing interest like that. You don't show deep interest. So you might flirt a little bit. You might even hang out, kiss, maybe have sex or whatever, but you don't show them that there could be more to it. And that's what your reputation in love is. It's like you can be very loving, very nurturing, very caring, very stable, very detail oriented, knowing what people need. And at the same time, you don't do it. So that's your reputation. All right. That's how potential suitors feel about you in love, pretty much. Like this is how they feel about your reputation in love. They think that it can go. So this is what I'm gonna say. A lot of people want to give it a go. All right. So just know that a lot of people want to give it a go. They want to try it. They feel like you're really a temptation, that they really, like it's just burning. All right. You got Lilith and the devil. It's just burning. Like a lot of sexual tension is what people have for you. All right. And they do want to make a relationship with you. That this and that are true are like them being on the fence about doing it your way as opposed to doing it what's considered a traditional way or the way that they thought it should be done. All right. So and if this is people, if this isn't your energy and this is people who may possibly be potential suitors, then these could be people who are from your childhood, from like your earlier childhood, because that's what we got as Aries energy. And that's what I would say here. Or it could be from people from work because of Virgo energy. All right. So, yeah. But anyway, let's go over signs one more time. We have Gemini, Aries, Capricorn, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and we have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio again. All right. So, Pile 1, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This is your boy Noonie, and this Leo in the third house. Boom. Pile 2. So, Pile 2. How do potential suitors feel about your reputation in love? Oh, no, baby. Oh, no, baby. This is funny. All right, so we only got 3 signs here. All right, we got no, we got a couple. Okay, so we got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have Leo. We have Sagittarius. We have Capricorn. All right, got a lot of wands, a lot of pentacles. Let me just say this though. First card out was adjustments are required. That just means a quincunx or what do they call it? Inconjunct aspect, right? I've learned about this a lot. Quincunx are, they're responsible for a lot of things, and we kind of underestimate them. So this is one of those, like, people feel like the reputation is that people underestimate your difficulty, like, because all these cards are representing difficulty and needing to balance work and play, work and love, and finding a fair and even give and take. So you work a lot, and that's what people know, that you work a lot and that you're very pessimistic. They say that you got a lot of ideas, but that like they would have to be creative about how they like get with you because you're difficult. Like you guys have off-putting, not maybe not I said off-putting, but maybe it's just that you're difficult to please. That's what it is. Like you're difficult to please. So the reputation is that you're coming out of your caterpillar phase. So you are, I guess, transforming, or out of the yeah, you're transforming, because out of the caterpillar phase means you're coming into a butterfly. So that's a gentler period. So okay, so that's what it is. They feel like you're coming into a gentler period. So that's your reputation right now. A lot of people are saying that, like you're coming into a more softer or gentler period of your time. All right. They're seeing you as being more stable. A lot of people feel like your reputation, like a lot of people feel like they missed out, like they missed an opportunity. All right, like they won't be acknowledged now. So that's a reputation that you won't give people attention. All right, like you're just working. That you're just doing like, your regular chores, your duties, you're just handling business. That's what people really feel like. You're just working, handling business. And people feel like your reputation is that people made a bad choice or a bad decision on you. Okay. So that makes sense. Oh, damn. All right. So you must be a talker, because we got to speak your word. So people see you as, your reputation is that you're very good at communicating, or that you're a singer, or that you're talking, that people are respecting your words now. So that's why people feel like it, because we got judgmental in reverse, and that's like people feeling like they made a bad decision, harping on it. Like they made a bad, it could be also judgmental energy. It can also be judging other people. So people feel like they feel like they made a bad judgment. Damn. Yeah, they feel like this was a reckless decision, not giving you attention. All right. Damn. That's funny. Because that's it. Like people want to build with you, but they don't think that they can. They feel like it would be too difficult now to build with you. You know what I mean? Like they see that because we got Fortuna. This is about you either being very gifted with your voice, with your communication, with your skills, with the way that you present yourself to the world, or they see you as being very being gifted. Like they see you as either being gifted money, being given gifts, like other people are valuing you now. So they feel like they missed out. Oh no. That's it. People see you as like stable, having money, abundant. They see you as this 10 of Pentacles. All right, and a page of Pentacles in reverse. So they do kind of see you as like building something impractical, or maybe not taking the most practical steps towards getting this abundance. But at the same time, they see you as getting it. They see as people as giving it to you. So like other people are helping you, they feel like. All right. Or so you could be having like other men giving you money, like, like he might have like cut you off, or like, hey, I ain't gonna fool with her like that. And now you're getting money from somebody else, or some other guy, some, baller or basketball player or whatever. Or, you could even be doing what I'm doing here. You could be running a podcast. You could be doing anything where people are now starting to value and see you. Because that's your reputation now in love, is that people from, I guess maybe from your past, I would say like maybe from the past, because it's people who already made a judgment about you. But it doesn't have to be your past. It could just be people who maybe it's your past, because they were once there, but they're not there. So that's a past. Even if you guys didn't have a connection. But they felt like they made a bad move, placing judgment on you, or judging you, misjudging you. It's almost like they misjudged you. And now people feel burdened about it. Like, so your reputation is that people missed out on you, that they wanted to make a chance on you or make a move on you, and they missed out. Like they feel like it was a reckless decision. But they also, your reputation is that you could be kind of more like maybe a player, or maybe just like inconsistent in relationships, whereas you're a lot more conceited and focused on you, that you're not willing to really share or like give your resources, that you're very stable, but you're very stingy. All right. They could say that your reputation in love is very burdensome. It's very difficult to get along with you. Nothing is the same. That it's kind of like a whirlwind. It's very passionate, all right, but that passion goes out in the end, like it leaves you burdened in the end. So a lot of people are saying that being with you is stable. It fits a traditional picture, but I guess the way that they had to like build, they feel like they're not able to offer you enough, or like they're not valued for what they give you. Like you don't need their little pinnacle because you got 10 of them. So, oh damn. So people feel like they're not going to be acknowledged because of the way you work. This could be people who you were once married to, or you're already married to. I don't know. They say something about your partnerships, like your intimacy needs, your needs. That's what they say is difficult to please you. Your needs are difficult. All right. And they say that you don't let people just come and get stuff for free. Because you got squirrel here. It says, don't let people continue to take nuts from your tree for free. They better put in work to get you. So that used to happen in the past. In the past, people used to just get you easily. Now it's difficult. It's a battle, basically. Like people feel like they don't even get acknowledged, or they don't even get recognized by you anymore. People feel like you might have blocked them, or you blocked them off, because the Page of Wands for me sometimes a block, and they just really feel burdened about this situation. They feel more burdened about their judgment over you, like how they judged you, and I was going to say misjudged you. It's more about how they misjudged you, because they used to see it as more like a pessimism. Because with the bring your ideas into life, this is usually about thinking of all the things that can go wrong. So that's what people are like thinking about, and it's a reputation that you always kind of like look at things as possibly going wrong, so you don't really stay into relationships with them. Like you're stable on your own, and that's how they feel. Like you just want to work and get your needs met, or other people are giving you needs. So that's why I say they kind of feel like you're a player, because the Page of Wands is here with the Fortuna and the Six of Wands. This could be like low key getting attention, and other people are giving it to you, and it's like it's not really. It's kind of like free floaty, free spirited. It's not really grounded in anything. It's just all in passion. And that's how they feel about your commitment. Like that commitment was like, it wasn't really grounded. Though you had potential to be stable, it was just like a whirlwind. It wasn't really, it didn't have, because we got practicality here, right? But the practicality is in the Page of Cups in reverse. Everything else is passion. So mostly people are thinking of you, or your reputation is mostly about sex and commitment. Well, not really commitment, like an odd commitment, because you're always working, you know what I mean? But you're very fortunate, and a lot of things are working out for you. So people see it as like stable, but it's not stable to them. It doesn't fit their picture, so that for them it's kind of difficult to get in. So that's the reputation. Is like it's very difficult to get into your dynamic, like because their needs aren't going to always be met, and your needs aren't always going to be met, and you basically are not afraid to speak about it, because that's what they say, that with speaking your word, you're not afraid to speak out and make your words heard. So that's what your reputation is. It's like it's difficult to date you. You're not afraid to say what you want or say how you feel. You're not afraid to use your voice. And if I don't give you what you want, then other people will give it to you. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people still kind of, because they still see you as a catch. So a lot of people feel like they made a bad judgment about you, or they feel like you're very judgmental. You know what I mean? So it could be that too. So know about that. All right. So, but they do see you as kind of childish. All right, because they see you as stable, but they don't see you as like an adult wise. They see you as still kind of playful, childish, not really to like put away these things to build a real connection. So your reputation is that you're not really willing to put away your childish games just yet. You're still being free spirited and just focusing on money and status and all that stuff, while not really focused on how to like you made a bad decision on it. So there's a lot of people who might have thought that you should have married them, or that you were going to be married, or it was just too difficult to get into your pattern. They feel like like the way you were running it was more of a burden, but at the same time, these people want to, like they want to, these potential suitors, they still want to, they just kind of think of it as a burden. They're like, this would be very difficult. Like, how do I get in there? Like, there's a lot of need for timing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so they kind of see you as being immature now. So I guess they feel like they'll wait on you to grow up. I don't know if that's going to happen for you. I don't know how old you are, but that's what they kind of like. That's what the assumption is like maybe you'll grow up a little bit, because these people can see a long term. They can see legacy, marriage, inheritances. Like they can see, what we think of like as traditional family patterns and dynamics with you. They just feel like you're a little bit hard to handle at this period in time. That's what your reputation is like you're a little bit difficult to handle, but you are a catch. And if people don't give you what you want, you'll just catch something else. So, you know what I mean? So you may be because like in the past they see you as like coming out of this caterpillar period where people were able to get from you and give you very little and not value you. Now they see that that's changed. And so a lot of people feel like they missed that period where they could have possibly either molded you or they could have possibly took advantage. You know what I mean? So yeah, but they still see you as kind of like immature and not willing to like settle down. They just see you as more focused on like money, finances, moving after things, you know, and maybe you are ready for it. You know what I mean? Maybe you are ready to settle down, but the reputation is like you're more focused on like your passions, you know, and not really like trying to like you're very like focused on you. You're very conceited. You're very like, you know, haughty a little bit. You know, it's like you're a little bit impatient with people too, and you could be a little, you know, a little bit free spirited. Like you're like a risk taker. People feel like, so they feel like you'll leave a relationship as well. So it's like a risk with you and not knowing if their needs will be met or if that they'll even be enough for you. So people have that fear of not knowing if they'll be enough for you, you know, because it seems difficult. And it's like right now they're not really focused on building anything stable, like really stable. Like their way of doing it is to everyone else or to those suitors and practical. You know what I mean? Like it's not really well thought out or planned out. It's just kind of built in, you know, attraction or it's basically just sex to them. They feel like it's like people feel like it's just sex and that you're more focused on work. That's your reputation, you know. And so I don't know if that's you. If this ain't you, then pick another pile. That's how people feel like. So a lot of people feel like they made a bad judgment on you at the same time, you know, but at the same time they feel like even if they were to be with you, it's just sex. Like you're more focused on work, building up, you know, structure, you know, contracts, businesses, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Stability, wealth. That's what they feel like you're trying to accumulate stuff. So they don't. People just kind of feel like they'd be a placeholder at this point. All right. So let's go over the signs. We have Leo, 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 Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Okay. Oh, and Sagittarius and Capricorn. So 2 Capricorns, 3 Leos, 1 Sagittarius, 1 Taurus, 1 Virgo. All right. So, Paul 2, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and this Leo in the 3rd house. Boom. Paul 3. So, Paul 3, how do your potential suitors feel about your reputation in love? All right, so you could be a Taurus, or you could be dealing with a Taurus. Could be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, or you could be dealing with them. Could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or you could be dealing with them. Or you could be a Sagittarius. All right, we got that here. Let's just put that down here. All right. So, how do they feel about your reputation and love? Okay, so they feel like you're brave. You're a risk taker. That you pull in like a lot of, like you're very attractive. So they feel like you pull in a lot of options. All right. They feel like you don't really sort through those options though. They feel like you just kind of go with whatever. Your reputation is that there's always like there's. Oh, so okay. So they say that you pull in a lot of options, but they say that you don't really sort through them. Like you don't really pick the best ones. So they're kind of judgy. That's how so your people are judgy like you. That's funny. All right. Oh, your reputation is that you're a liar and that you'll backstab people. Like, don't let their guard down around you. Wow, cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. People feel like they need to be aware. Like you never have enough because there's always enough means that you never fulfilled. So they feel like you get a lot of options and that you're never fulfilled with them. Like that's never enough. All right. Like you disillusion people. You put people into a fog. You don't really let them know what it is. That's your reputation. That people don't really know what it is and that you don't trust people. That you like to micromanage people. You like to control people. That you let your past hold you back. That you're holding on to past hurt and regret and resentment. All right, your reputation is that you're very ambitious, though. All right, but they see you as a weasel. All right, and someone not to trust, someone who's very sneaky. You know what I mean? You have to keep your eye on them, but very attractive. You're a person who's very grounded. All right, they see you as understanding the human condition. You know what I mean? Being very understanding and very grounded and like understanding. That's it. That's really just it. Like, it's okay. I see both sides of it. But they see you as a cheater, someone who they can't put their guard down with. Dang. All right. They say that your words is your words. Like, you're very good with painting a picture or putting an illusion of what things could be. That's what they say about you. You know, but they say that you're very bold or you're very brave, you know, out here taking adventures or taking risk. All right, like you pull in what you want, you attract what you want. We got magnetism. You pull in and attract what you want. All right, but these people do see the light in you and they think you're freaking awesome. So they say the light in me sees the light in you and I think you're freaking awesome. So your reputation is that you're awesome. All right. You know, you could be feeling like you're on top of the world right about now, because that's what I'm getting. Like people, you know, the reputation is that you're on top of the world right now. All right. So maybe you've gotten like a big payout settlement or something like that. All right. They talk about your physical body. You have a reputation for your physical body, so it must be very attractive, you know, very stable. They like your nature, your physical nature, whatever that means. All right. They feel like you have an intention to kind of like just say words that you like, I don't know, kind of like just, it's like saying words that you don't mean. No, I mean, I just said that before, but it's like, you know how you just kind of like talk, I don't know if you do it, but sometimes I do. You talk harshly to people, just like kind of like to rile them up. Cause that's what this is, like a Five of Cups and a Temperance. It's like kind of trying to break people's peace a little bit, you know, and that's what they say. You know, this they got King of Wands upright too. So they see you as a catch, but they see you as very driven and ambitious, going towards, still dealing with your past. So they think of you as still dealing with your past. Your reputation is that you can't leave your past alone. All right. And the Three of Swords, even though this Three of Swords is upright, but down, but up. So look at it. It's up, but down, but up. So that's what they're saying. Like, you haven't fully healed over something from the past. All right. Don't let the past hold you back. Like, you haven't fully healed from something from the past. So you're still, so you're keeping a bunch of options. So they say that you just attract a lot of like short-term flings maybe, or like you just pull in a lot of options, you know, but you're very critical of people and you try to like control them because of something that happened in the past. All right. And they say that you haven't become like at peace or in line with yourself, because Temperance in reverse is the same thing as, you know, it's not the same thing as the Five of Cups in reverse, but it's similar. All right. So it's like you fluctuate between coming in and out. So like you may give off the facade of being over, you know, your past relationships, but they say that the way that you treat relationships, you're not over your past relationship. All right. So a lot of people, like, their reputation about you right now, your suitors, how they feel about that is like, don't trust him right now. Don't trust her right now. Don't trust them. You know, don't let them, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I was just thinking about my homeboy, because this is what I've kind of felt like I was reading for. It made me think of my homeboy. I was like, God damn. But yeah. So anyway, dang, this is crazy. Because like, repetition is that you're like, I mean, the reputation is that you're abundant, you know what I mean, in all type of ways. So you have money, you have stability, you have like physical stuff, but you also have a lot of options. You're very attractive, you know, you're very down to earth, you're very practical, you're on a mission, you're very ambitious, you know, but they just can't trust you in love, because you're like, right now you're feeling yourself or you're smelling yourself. So I guess maybe you have a lot of confidence, you know, and they feel like you're not really aligned with the energy of love. You know what I mean? They feel like you're still dealing with a past heartbreak or grief or something that's like, you know, took you out. So a lot of people feel like you're just being kind of hasty with love, or you're just like saying what sounds good. You're not really being genuine. You know, dang. They feel like you're a wanderer, like you're wandering, like you're going somewhere. They see you as transforming, but they also like, so I see the butterfly here, but I also see the caterpillar. Like, it's like you go back and forth between being this new version of yourself to going back to the old you. And that's what your reputation is. It's like, they don't know what they're going to get when they get with you. They don't know what version of you is going to show up. They don't know if they're going to get the stable, practical, kind, generous type of person who's very loving and like believes in tradition, because I think of Taurus as believing in tradition. And then they think that they might find you as this more, I was going to say intrepidous type of person who's very, impulsive with their actions and doesn't really think things through and just kind of like just jumps at a whim because they have all the things lining up for themselves, but you're not really allowing your heart to lead you into love. So that's the reputation. Is like you're not allowing your emotions and your feelings to lead you into love. Instead, you're letting your drive, your masculine energy, your ambition, your goals drive you towards sorrow and lesser times of happiness. They feel like you're going to be mostly stuck with just friends and bad past relationships. That's your reputation. Is like, it's kind of like Pile 2, but not quite. This one is like they don't know like what's going to happen, and they feel like you'll just say whatever you can say to get what you want because you feel like you're hot shit right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's your reputation. You know what I mean? Like you're fluctuating between heartbreak and getting over it, and then evolving and then going back. And then, and all through all of this, you're just driven after your goals and the stuff that you really want to achieve in life. And that's what it's all about. They feel like, and they're looking at your physical body more than anything. That's really the big thing that they're looking at. So I mean, they could say whatever they want to say too, but they're just kind of looking at you for your looks, for your finances, and for what you can offer. So I don't really understand why they would be upset, but that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? Like they say that you have values and all that, but that's not the vibe I'm getting from them. You know what I mean? It's kind of like judgy energy. Like they were like, it's almost like a control. I guess you probably deal with people who try to control you. Because it's like a control too. Like they feel like you're controlling, and that you're judgy or that you like to micromanage people and that things are never enough for you. But at the same time, it sounds like that's the same thing that they're doing. But I don't know. They feel like they can't trust you. I don't know if they're liars. I don't get that type of energy, these people. But they feel like they can't trust you and that they can't let their guard down. Like you're sneaky. All right? Yeah. That's what it feels like. But they still think you're awesome. You know what I mean? So these people really like you, but they just feel like you're letting the past hold you back from really like involving yourself or engaging yourself in love. You know what I mean? So, y'all. So, let's go over signs one more time. We have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay? So, pile 3, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and this Leo in the 3rd house. Boom. Pile 4. So, pile 4. How do your potential suitors feel about your reputation and love? Okay. So you could be a Taurus, could be a Leo, could be a Gemini, could be a Virgo, could be a Leo. Right? You could be these signs. You could be taking on the energy of this. This could be the suitors. All right. So they feel like you need to release and let them guide you. They feel like So your reputation and how people feel about it is that you need to release something. They say there's a situation that's giving you tunnel vision. So something that you got going on where you're only focused on one thing. And this could be a past hurt because we got 3 of Swords and a 10 of Swords and a 7 of Swords. All right. 3 of Swords in reverse, though. 10 of Swords in reverse, which is meaning that you've gotten over it, but you're still kind of like, letting it hold you back. And so that's your reputation, that some type of betrayal, some type of heartbreak that you've gotten over and learned from and learned the lessons of, you're still holding on to that. They say that there's a reputation of you repressing your emotions or repressing your deepest thoughts or carrying hidden motives. People feel like you have a reputation of carrying hidden motives, of waiting or maybe of like potential or like like manipulating, like you have, because that's why I feel like all right, so this is what I'm saying, because people feel like you manipulate some form of happiness or give off some type of energy of like anything can happen. So you give off this energy of unlimited possibilities, like there's a possibility for everything, but really people feel like you're holding on to some type of past heartbreak or disappointment or past betrayal, and you're keeping your intentions hidden. You're not really speaking. Like they feel like you have hidden motives. All right. And people feel like you need, what do you need to release is I guess the past betrayal or whatever it is that has you on tunnel vision. Something has you going towards like a tunnel vision where you only see one thing. I was looking at Taurus energy, so I was thinking like a bull only seeing red. And it may be something that makes you mad or had you angry. It's, maybe it's revenge. Maybe it's, maybe you're working towards a goal. Maybe it's just, focused on a past disappointment that hurt. Like they feel like you're focused on one thing and it's keeping you from getting over a past situation. And it could just be you focusing on that past situation. All right. So there's a reputation of you speaking harshly about people with without a filter. All right. People feel like you speak harshly about them or about the potential of maybe a relationship, or maybe the potential. Like maybe you're not patient. So I don't know. Maybe you feel like when you're tired of waiting, you become harsh or critical of people. Maybe that's what that is. Because it's like your Seven of Pentacles is a patient, persistent type of energy. It's waiting. It can sometimes be impatient in a negative tone. So maybe that could be that too. Maybe they think of you as, because they see you as like a manipulative type of person, but they see you as a manifester. But they see you as using your gifts and your talents or your skills, your abilities, and your fortitude, like your mental fortitude, to create like a facade, or create a fake fantasy, or create this image of like happiness. Like they feel like you could turn the sun blue. You know what I mean? Like they feel like when I say by turning the sun blue, I mean like you can make a good situation be a shitty situation. That's your reputation. It's like you have all the potential to make this one of the best things ever, but they feel like the way that you use your tools, and the reputation is that the way that you use it is in a manipulative way, in a way to gain control of the dynamic, that you have ulterior motives, and that you're not really exposing your hand. So they see you as having something like, something like that. Like there's like an underlining, like something that they need to keep their eye on. That's the reputation. Now, right then, it's because they're saying that you just need to release whatever it was from the past, because these people see you as like a manifester. They can see you as someone that they would like to spend time, a long time with. This is a major arcana here. So they see like a full contentment, like an everlasting happiness with you. And they feel like you have the ability to create this with them. They feel like you're something that they really desire, but they feel like they would pay something back on the back end. Like they would get you, but there would be something that they would have to give on the back end because you have ulterior motives. All right. So it's like a feeling of them not really trusting you. All right. So you do have because you have like a reputation of being a leader. So they would want to kind of lead you. That's the vibe. Like they would want to lead you, and you have this vibe of being a leader, so I guess you're like really in your power. You really express yourself, because we got the sun here twice. So you're very good at expressing yourself. You could be very creative. You could be very outgoing. You could, radiate a lot of attention, just be naturally noticed, physically attractive. And, because we got Taurus energy here, so physically attractive, and you have a great personality, because the sun energy represents your ego or your personality. So that you have like a great personality. They just feel like the way that you use this or use your abilities is in a way that's very manipulative and, kind of conniving. And people feel like the reputation that's been given or has been spoken about is like, because it's a lot of swords, which means that there's a feeling that people felt like you really did them wrong, or that there was really, or you felt like you were really dead wrong. It's like both ways. Like either you did someone wrong, or you feel like someone really did you wrong, and you're still holding that. And they're saying that, that this is kind of like made you like you're coming for heads now, like kind of like made you like, I don't know, maybe heartless or kind of cold. You know what I mean? Like it's not, yeah, it's kind of cold. It's like people just see you as having like the ability, because you got magic here too, but you got it in reverse. And then we have the magician here too, but it's in reverse. So it's both ways. It's like, dang, they feel like, yo, this could be anything. And you're telling me that this can be anything. And you have the ability to be anything. And you're a great manifester, but you're not trying to manifest this. You know what I mean? You have a reputation of being magical, like being like a sorceress or a magician of yourself, like a female and a masculine, like having the ability, but they feel like the way that you use your masculine ability, because this one has this is a feminine too. They feel, oh damn, so they feel like you're very manipulative, like you use your masculine ability to maybe your masculine ability is your feminine wilds of like being aggressive and interacting, being aggressive with the way that you talk, because they see you as being very expression like you know how to talk very well. That's the assumption here, is that you know how to express yourself very well, and you're not afraid of it, and it gains a lot of attention, and you're very well desired, and they desire you too, but they just feel like there would be something on the back end that they would have to pay for dealing with you. You know what I mean? Because you're still holding on to whatever this was. And it could be from them, or it could be from someone else. They're like, yo, you're still holding on to that. And I don't know what you might do. It feels like there's something hidden here that I might need to keep my eye on. You know what I mean? And so you have a reputation of being kind of confident and like, cocky, because it says strut like no one is watching. So they have this, so it's this feeling of like, you're not, you're feeling like, you don't have to, you're a leader, you're a boss, you're in charge, you're a magician, you're a manifester. You get what you desire, you get what you want, you can express yourself, you're very confident, you're full of yourself is what they pretty much saying. They're like, you're very magical, you're very charming, but you use these gifts and these powers to take advantage, and they feel like, from people who are unsuspecting, because they like, the magician is right behind this guy while he's just doing his work. You know what I mean? It's a seven of pentacles. He's just sweeping. And the magician's behind him like, it's going down. So, yeah. So they feel like, unsuspectingly, you'll do something to him underhandedly. So, yeah. So you have a reputation of just, not really being grateful, because the sun in reverse can be grateful. So you have a reputation of not being grateful and not being fulfilled. All right. Like it's never enough. Kind of similar to pile 3, but that was a little bit different. You know what I mean? This one is like they don't really know what you're hitting on, what you're hitting for. Like what's this about? You know what I mean? So we have a big reputation about your ego and being about yourself. So people probably just say that you're very selfish, or you're focused on what you can get, what you can gain, what you can make out of this situation. You know what I mean? Because you're always getting what you desire, and you'll move on really quick. You know what I mean? They feel like you're a leader. You'll move on really quick. You could be a traveler. You could travel often, because we got movement, and it's moving from city to city. So you could be moving from city to city. You could be a traveler. Could be always on the go. Like, they just see you as getting the things that you desire, being very well dressed. You have a reputation for being very well dressed, very knowledgeable, very, you know what I mean, having secrets that are like knowing about. We probably know about astrology, because here she got the thing of like, astrology and all that. So you probably understand like astrology, or just understand spiritual principles. And they feel like you're using those to take advantage, or using some type of knowledge or wisdom that you have that other people don't have. You're using that to take advantage, and they don't know what it's hitting for with you. So, yeah. All right. So, let's go over the signs one more time. All right. So we have Taurus, Leo, Gemini, Virgo. All right, and we got Leos again. All right, so, all right. Well, anyway, pile 4. That was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and this Leo in the 3rd house.